NFL on EA Sports, where we'll see which conference reigns supreme today. It's the Indianapolis Colts and the Minnesota Vikings under the lights on Sunday night.
As this crowd rolled into U.S. Bank Stadium, they were bundled up, jackets and scarves, downright cold outside on this November evening, but all good here inside as we welcome you to Minneapolis, Minnesota. Happy to be on hand. I'm Brandon Gaudin with Charles Davis, and before we kick, partner, your keys to the game, please.
Well, my keys are on the defensive side of the ball for both teams, and the big one, making sure you avoid giving up the big play. These safeties are going to get tested all game long. Their job, keep the ball in front of them, tackle people, make them run extra plays in order to try and score.
Here's the punter, Sanchez, on to get us started. And we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Vikings offense making their way out behind their former number 3 overall pick, who spent his last year as a 49er. It's Sam Darnold.
And he's still been looking for that one situation to allow all of his talents to come together. He's hoping that he found it here. Plenty of playmakers on the outside and a team that's willing to run the football to let his talent shine.
Play action. It's Darnold. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
I'm sure after he caught the ball and looked up, he thought to himself, uh-oh, trying to find some space, trying to make people miss. But a swarm of defenders were there, and they dropped him behind the line of scrimmage.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4. Faking the give, Darnold. Looking middle, and that's complete. And they'll get him to the ground, and he has another first down at the Colts 30. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical that it'd be this easy, but they certainly knew what they were doing in scouting, in preparation, and understanding what their team was capable of.
DeForest Buckner using that size to force his way in there and make the stop behind the line.
Sometimes you get all those big guys down there in one spot, and there's just nowhere to go. And in this case, the defensive tackle used his strength and swallowed him up.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Here's Darnold. Out to the left there and complete to the tight end, Hockenson. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
He completes it to Jones. Oh, he sheds himself free. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call. Really a solid start here on the opening drive, Charles. He's now 4 of 4, and they're already in plus territory.
Brandon, he's been so precise to start this game. Like we're watching an operation taking place right now. Master surgeon at work.
Darnold. Throw to the right, hauled in by Addison. He's down inside the 10 to the 8, and it comes on a gain of 8.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of Skip. Touchdown, Vikings! Jordan Addison from 8 yards out. And the Vikings put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. Quite the drive there to get things started. They took up the bulk of the first quarter, and they end up in the end zone.
And I love your last point. Ended up in the end zone. Because a lot of teams like those long drives, especially to keep their offense off the field, right? Keep the ball away from them. But they finished it with a touchdown. That's the exclamation point. Now, flip it over defensively. They've got to slow that down somehow, right? Maybe they need to be a little more aggressive. Maybe a few more pressures towards the quarterback.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. So that drive goes 8 plays. And Jordan Addison capped it off with a touchdown catch. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Oh, a good return up past the 30. So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their veteran QB, the former Delaware Blue Hen, Joe Flacco.
And it was a blast from the past a season ago as Flacco took the NFL world by storm. He not only led the Browns to a 4-1 record and a trip to the playoffs, but he performed so well over his stint that he ended up winning Comeback Player of the Year. Pretty impressive stuff for someone who wasn't on a roster until midseason. Literally off the couch to Comeback Player of the Year.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll run. This is Jonathan Taylor. They juked him. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
And from the 42 now, here's 2nd and 2. They run once more with Taylor. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? 2nd and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost felt like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy first down conversion. 1st and 10, Taylor now. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Colts in possession. After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. As they've got it as we resume action. Flacco from midfield. He'll get that one to Taylor complete. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Setting up to throw, Flacco. That is incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
On 4th down, the Colts will call on Rigoberto Sanchez for the punt. Brandon Powell deep for Minnesota. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. Sam Darnold leading the offense out for their next possession. Last series, the ball never hit the ground. 6 of 6, touchdown pass, so whatever he did then, do it again, right?
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of when I watched the best quarterbacks throw 7-on-7 or even routes versus air. They're accurate. The receivers catch it. The ball never touches the ground. Or if you want to take it to basketball, a well-executed fast break, right? Pass, 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 finish at the rim, basket. Yeah, ball never hits the ground there either.
They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
How about the job there on the outside? Shed the wide receiver and was able to make the tackle on the perimeter.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Again, it's Jones. Shifts by him, and he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
From the 38 now, here's 2nd and a couple. An inside give to Jones. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. It'll be a gain of 6 that time as it moves the chains as well.
That's a big conversion there on 3rd down because they did not want to give the ball up here late in the half. They'd love to take the clock all the way down and score. This will definitely help the cause.
Now it's Darnold. He's going to float this one deep right side. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
One thing that offensive guys stress when they throw the deep ball, you're just counting on your receiver to find it, adjust before the defensive back can get his head around. In this case, though, the DB matched it move for move and knocked it away.
Now a 2nd and 10. To throw is Darnold. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 41-yard line. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Again, Darnold. And this one right back into the hands of Jefferson. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll make it 2nd down.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Darnold from the gun. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. And the defense coming through on third down, a loss of 7 to bring up fourth.
A good scheme and an early win for this pass rush. They got back there before he could work through his entire progression and ended that play early.
So on fourth down, on is the punter Ryan Wright. The deep to return is Josh Downs. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds. And they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Defensively, Harrison Phillips there to stop him. So we've reached halftime here in Minnesota with the Vikings on top. As we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
The Vikings got a solid first-half outing by their veteran quarterback, Sam Darnold. His touchdown pass is the only score of the game thus far, as his guys hold a 7-0 lead to this point.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. Just the one touchdown in that first half. 7-0 our score as we get going in quarter number 3. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Colts offense and running back Jonathan Taylor heading back onto the field. And he's had his fair share of troubles in this one, unfortunately. This defensive front has wreaked havoc throughout the contest, and he hasn't been able to create enough space to make something positive happen to this point. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. Well, out of the locker rooms here they come. Their first drive of the third quarter. And, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game, but we got a tight one and set up to be a very entertaining second half.
And as we know, partner, in the NFL, there's trailing and there's trailing, right? Sometimes you're discouraged by how much you're down, but in this case, this is a tight ball game, so there's a sense of optimism here. I think they went in at the half and looked at their play sheet and said, these are the plays we really like. What do you say we use them to start the second half and get us going?
Passing play, Flacco. This will be taken in by Michael Pittman. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. Play action, Flacco. And going right back to Pittman. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there were very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now Flacco. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
Just what they need, electric from me, but subpar offense is what helped get them into this spot. And now they're continuing the trend with incompletions. That won't get them out of it if they don't change something soon.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Now it's Flacco. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
That play call wasn't there for them against that coverage. So they're going to spin the dial now in their playbook and come up with one more shot at the marker to try and keep this series going.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Once more, it's Flacco. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they move this all the way down to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That's a big gainer on that play, and from experience, I can tell you, that's where defensive backs will come into the huddle and say, guys, how about some pass rush? But you're going to say it nicely because those big guys up front, they don't like being criticized very much. Quarterbacks in this league, you know they'll pick you apart if you give them time like that to find receivers downfield.
They'll run here with Taylor. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. And now a stoppage, and looks like we have a Colt who was shaken up on that last play. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. Operating out of the gun, Flacco. Connecting over the middle with Downs. They'll wind up getting 7 on the completion, but they'll still be faced now with a 3rd and goal situation. Here's Flacco. Looking for Pearson. He's got him. Touchdown, Indianapolis. 4 yards on the touchdown grab. And the Colts are an extra point away from drawing level. It took them a little while, but they are on the board here in this 3rd quarter, and now with a chance to tie this up.
And it gives them a chance to exhale just a little bit, right? Because most of the time, if your first points come in the second half, you're often hopelessly out of the game, but not in this case. Now they have something to build on and a chance to mount a comeback.
Matt Gay on for the extra point. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it was capped off by a touchdown catch from Alec Pierce. So all square here in this 3rd quarter as the kick's away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. After that last touchdown we just saw, Charles, we got ourselves a brand new ball game, all tied here in the 3rd as they have their first possession of this 2nd half.
And Brandon, this drive is all about one word to me, and that's the word answer, because they're trying to answer the momentum the other offense picked up in tying the game, because not only if they score and they feel better about themselves, they'll retake the lead and maybe set the tone for the rest of the half, keeping them in the driver's seat.
He'll drop this underneath for Jones. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of 1st downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Darnold. And that's caught inside the 30. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. 36 yards on the play.
When you get into the 2nd half of a tie ball game, you start realizing that every play takes on a bigger significance, and this is pretty significant right here. This is where you start putting the pressure on that secondary, and that's a job well done there.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. Here's Darnold. And this is incomplete.
Well, as we all know, possessions are crucial in a tie game. And let's face it, I really didn't need to tell you that. You already knew it. So when he sees he's got nothing good going, an excellent decision to just send that one to the sideline.
Third quarter, all tied up. This is 2nd and 10. Up the middle, Jones. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. 7-7 is our score. Pretty even matchup so far as we start quarter number 4. On 3rd down, here's Jones. And they stop him short of the first as he can only get to the 20. He gets a good chunk of yards there, 8 all told, but they're still looking at a 4th down. Have to kick this field goal, don't you?
No question about it. Look at the clock. Look at the situation. Kick the field goal.
And this one is right through. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So he waited on the sideline for his first chance in the ballgame, and it didn't come until the 4th quarter, but he connects there. A big one to give him the lead.
Boy, you talk about coming in cold. I don't care how many times you kick it into a net. You're not really ready when you go out there and all that beef is coming at you trying to block the kick. Big spot, and he delivers.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Indianapolis offense ready to go again. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game. Here's Flacco. And this will be swung out wide for Taylor. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
To pass, Flacco.
No coverage bust by the defense here. They did a nice job accounting for everybody, and that led to an incompletion.
Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
But it wasn't a goal line situation, but how about the goal line formation on 3rd and short? They went ahead and went heavy. No surprise on who was going to get the football. How about the power exhibited there?
Yeah, that was just put a hat on a hat, drive forward. Nice job to pick it up. This pass left side to Downs. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Here comes 2nd down at 5. Now Flacco. He'll get this one complete there to Pittman. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Michael Pittman, 53 yards. And the Colts use the defensive breakdown to take the lead away here in the 4th. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And that makes it 14-10. So that drive spanned 5 plays.
And it was capped off on the touchdown catch by Michael Pittman. Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
So Sam Darnold in the offense. Down by 4. A minute 55 remaining. They need a touchdown. A field goal is worthless now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Darnold to throw. Pass complete. It's Hockenson.
And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Bottom line, 2-yard gains just not going to cut it in this situation. You've got to move the ball downfield in order to have a chance.
Defense will give them that the rest of the way.
2nd down, 8 yards to go. Now Darnold. Throw out wide is incomplete.
3rd and long coming up. Defensively, you pressure the quarterback or drape all over the passing lane?
Yes, that's exactly what you do. It's both because they're not mutually exclusive. They may have been at one time in football, but not anymore. You want to have that pressure. And if you have a big-time pass rusher, send him after the quarterback and then make sure you blanket the field.
Darnold completes this to Jefferson.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll get it with still a minute 20 left to go in the game.
Plenty of time and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. 1st and 10 here. Here's Darnold. Slant route, and he's got Allison.
Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down. Now Darnold. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Finding his way home for the sack that time, Taven Bryan.
But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point, you have to have a splash play in there as well.
And now a tough spot here. This is 3rd and 10.
Darnold. Past the 20. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10.
This offense cannot stop the clock now. No timeouts remaining as they come up here 1st down.
Darnold now to throw. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
And we know that this crowd really wants to explode. What a win this would be. They had a shot at the end zone right there, and it fell incomplete.
12 yards between them and the end zone. 2nd and 10.
Now it's Darnold.
That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass. Here now, 3rd down.
Back to throw.
That's to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
And a great game comes down to this. Time for one play, and they've got to get it in the end zone.
And I want every cover guy I've got in the game on defense, every extra defensive back who can make a play on the football. So whether it's nickel, dime, quarter, whatever you want to call it, I want 5, 6, 7 guys back there.
One last throw down for Darnold. And this is incomplete. So no miracles here on the final play. And this ball game is over.
Well, you really can't ask for much more than what we just had here. Not only a close game that went down to the wire, Charles, but a clean one, too. No turnovers in this contest.
And I think you're exactly right about that. To me, this is just a pair of offenses trying to find the slightest bit of separation from each other. And they were both hoping that the other side would make the big mistake first. But today, neither side made that mistake. And what we got, a very entertaining game throughout.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. From Minneapolis, good night, everybody.